Good evening. I'm working on a mixed media canvas, and this is a recording of a live view stream, so I will be talking to people in the chat. What I started with is this is an 11 by 14 panel board, and I have a coat of black craft paint down here, and then some painter's tape, and I had a layer of blue, but I decided to go with like a lilac and a white, and there's some iridescent. And then I'm going to use a snowflake stencil that I cut with my silhouette and a sponge. And I'm going to use Prussian blue and white to get a background with that. But before I do that, I want to dry it a little bit because I think it's still wet, tacky. So my goal is to do like a Christmas village with jelly prints. So I'm hoping that what I'll end up with is what looks like snowflakes in the background. I'm going to put a little white in there. Actually, not wild about that blue. It's not bright and it's not really quite bright enough. I think I'm going to pick up some of that Prussian and reduce it and add some ice blue metallic and work that in there too. I want a night sky. So I'm going to go light and then dark in areas, just so there's some variation. Let's see what we get. Into the stencil down. Yeah, this is just a file from the silhouette online that I cut using divider material. Okay, that's pretty. Alright, and I'm gonna try to get it to overlap. There we go. I'm only going to use, so I can get an overlap. There's only 3 in the repeat. But that way it won't have like a seam, an awkward in the middle. Okay. Let's do the same thing. Oh. Hi, Shauna. One of the things I might do too is splatter some, in the end, we might splatter some white paint to make it look like it's snowing. Okay, let's finish the bottom. That's a pretty good match. I'm just going down on the painter's tape. And just when I have it right in one part, catch it. That's pretty good. A lot of this will end up getting covered up down here. Okay, and then that last little bit. Okay, get rid of that stencil. Let me take the tape off of the back. Why it's still wet enough. Okay, now I need to touch this black up just a little bit here before we move on. Places I hit it. There's a little bit of bleed, but not too bad. All right, so let's dry that real quick. Hi, Sherry. Okay, and then I have what kind of looks like a cobbler stencil. I'll put my tape back. I'm just gonna put it on the table real quick. This won't take that long. And a different sponge. There it is. And I'm gonna get rid of this blue so I don't get in that. Okay. Get this brush out too real quick. Alright, so I'm going to use a little bit of white again. And then I've got some cocoa bean, which is a brown. And then I'm making a Christmas village with jelly prints, kind of. Trying to do pieces that are holiday, but could be wintry, not so in-your-face holiday. Hi, Kia. Alright, so I'm going to start with, there's white pearl. See, that's what I was afraid of. I think I'm going to have to hit it with an opaque white and then come back with the metallics just to get enough of the browns aren't going to show up. God. Okay. This really doesn't want to show up at all. The bronze kind of color looks good on top of it, though. Let's try adding an actual bronze. It's kind of coppery, and the rich espresso to the side, and maybe after it's dried a little bit I can get those metallics to show through. I kind of want it to look like cobblestones. Okay. Well, we'll just keep on moving. That got a little muddy there. But I think after it dries, I can come back and add some definition on top. But I'm definitely going to start with the opaque white. I have to say this satin paint that I got is a little on the thin side, which I got it to do some pours, which may be what I do New Year's Eve. I don't really know what I'm doing New Year's Eve for the New Year's Eve streamathon. Okay, I'm getting that same placement. Too wet. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and try to match. That's a good match. Maybe hit it again. With more definition. Well, I don't think that helped. But I think it'll be okay in the end. By the time we add the houses and everything, now let me put those paints up. I like the top. The bottom I'm not real wild about. Okay, wait a minute. I just had a thought. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to take the paint that I have and just brush it out. And we'll do the reverse. We'll let it dry, and then I'll come in with something else. Come in with the black when it's dry. Or come in with a darker brown. That might work too. I need something with the contrast, so we'll just try it the opposite way. I said I don't know what I'm going to do on the New Year's Eve stream, like what my project's going to be, that I might do an acrylic pour.
We're going to be dropping your feet.
Oh, we are? Well, my stream's not anywhere near midnight. It's from 4:45 to 6:45.
We'll be on all day.
Oh, okay, Bob. You just keep on telling yourself that, bub. All right, let me dry this real quick. Are y'all talking about Bob being cheeky? I think Doc just called you cheeky, Bob.
I don't know me. Nobody knows me.
All right, so I'm going to go with the gray. In the Traditions and zinc. And a little black, carbon black. No, it's paint. It's supposed to look like quilted fabric is the goal. Alright, so I've got a little bit of a dark gray, a zinc metallic, and a carbon black. And the gray and the black are Traditions, and this is Dazzling Metallic for the zinc by Deco Arts. Okay. Try not to get my stencil as wet. Come back over a second time. Okay, still a little bleed, but not too bad. This stencil doesn't have a repeat that I can lay over. So, and I'm just using the edge of the stencil here to kind of keep it from getting up in the sky. Right, that's not too bad. There's not a hard line. Do the same thing over here. Need some more black. Not too much of the gray. Okay, that'll work. That's better than what it was. I'm really wasting. I can't waste this paper. Paint. Let me find a piece of paper. This is just some sewing directions. Grab a different stencil. This'll work. Let's just. I just don't want to waste all this. Silver and gray, zinc, black. So we'll just make a painted paper. It'll get used in some future project. This is a stencil I cut on my silhouette too. And it messed up, so I just cut the edges to salvage the part that was still good. Almost out of paint. That's good. We start laying houses out. Okay, that's good enough. And I'll just stick that back in the neutral drawer to use. I think we're done with paint for a while. And we're ready to cut some houses. Probably put some trees in the background too. Your computer students to come tomorrow, Dot? What are they going to learn to do on the computer? Do they come there really, or do they visit via camera? Is it a real visit or a virtual? Okay. think I've got everything kind of straightened up. I pulled papers. One building I know I want out of this paper. And it's going to be kind of in the center. So I'm going to cut straight across the bottom. And I want 1, 2, 3. I guess this will be the middle. I'm going to cut just a little bit higher. Yeah, that's not too bad. It might be too high though. On the sides. Okay. That's the main, like, town. That's going to be storefronts and like a corner department store. And I know I want a school and a church. I think I want my school to be made out of this. I'll shorten these just a little bit more. Okay, that'll be my school. I'm trying to think what I want to make the church out of. One of these. I think I want to make the church out of this. Cut the bottom off. Make it narrow. Okay. So that's the church, school, town. Between the school and the town, I want like a Christmas tree lot. So I want to leave some space. Thinking about a city hall too. Maybe back behind. Okay, trying to think of a small town courthouse. going to be the city hall. I think I'm going to... No. I don't like that. I'm just going to use it as a house. Maybe this can be the city hall. I'm just going to do a big building. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buildings. So I think that's probably enough when we add in some of the other details. Textile design, that's cool. All right, let's get the glue. Oh, and let's do this real quick. Let's stamp some trees. I think just I'm going to use black. No, no. It's not, the ink doesn't want to, cover. It's resisting. So, let's get a little jelly plate and roll out some black paint. And we'll stamp with black paint. Okay, get a layer out. Okay, just a little carbon black paint. I'm just using the little 3x5. Let's see. Oh, that still didn't work very well. Let's see, let's try. Let's try the other stamp. Nope. It's not going to work. So I'm gonna have to get paint and just do it more for real. I was hoping to cheat a little bit. Let's we'll put the buildings on and then we'll just use pit pens when we get done.
Okay.
I don't know.
Outside.
Wow, when would she have gone? She was with me in the bedroom earlier. Sure, she's still in there. Okay, so that'll be the school. Christmas tree lot will go there. I need the big tall building. To go back here. Okay. And then I almost forgot. I had an idea and I want to do that before we get the church on. Okay, so the church, I want to put stained glass, and I had an idea. I need some white, and I need a little punch. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to cut the church in white paper. Same shape, same size. And then that white paper, I'm going to glue some of Janet's magical tissue. So I'm just going to sit the tissue on there. All right, let's trim that. Okay, so that sit over there. Okay, I want a little circle punch. And then I'm gonna fold this almost like you're making a snowflake. And I'm gonna cut cut long, skinny windows. So I have 2 windows. And then I'll fold it back up, and I'm going to cut, well, I'm only going to fold it and cut on this cut right here. And I'm going to just do a little rectangular. Okay, so it's got windows cut out. All right, now let's flatten that back out. And I'm going to put glue on the tissue. And I'll line this up on the bottom. I'm going to lay it flat. And then I will have to trim it in a few places. Okay. Let's put the church on. Here. And then we had, I think our little house needs to be skinnier. Okay, our little house is on. And actually, I want to make that house even shorter. But it's too tall. Okay. So let's give the whole thing a coat of the gel medium. So that the pit markers will slide wherever we want to. The other thing I think I might do is I'm thinking about doing a moon. A big silvery moon. Okay, there's one. And then the other size that I have. hate when they don't. I think the bigger, it needs to be the bigger circle. Hi, Janet. Hi, Connie. All right, like I said, we'll put this big moon up in the sky just to give us something up there. And the other thing I think I want down in the foreground, I'm also going to use some of this silver paper. I want to do like an ice skating rink. I want that right there. But I also think that I want a fence and a gazebo, maybe. I think I need less pond. And then let's find some white paper. This is thin dictionary paper. This will work for the fence. All right, now I've just folded it up. And I'm going to cut a little rectangle out on this side, kind of like an eye, and then cut a little rectangle out on the other side. I know this is hard to see on the camera because it's so tiny. And then let's cut the top here. And when I open it up, I get some fencing. And if we put like a little gazebo, it'll almost be like a little park. So let's do the gazebo out of the newsprint. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold this, and maybe fold it one more time. Okay, let's see. That gives me a building. I think I'm going to keep it 3. I'm going to lose that side. And then I've got some gray that I'll make into a roof. Some gray with some black. And I'm just going to make this into kind of a dome-like roof. Put that somewhere. Maybe the pond needs to be over here. I'm not sure yet. Alright, there's my fence, gazebo and pond. I really wish the trees would have stamped. Okay. I didn't really leave enough room for my little Christmas tree lot. I'll make it work. Put the roof on the gazebo. Let's put the Christmas tree lot down someplace different. And the pond. Right there. Oh. I just lost a... Oh well, I'll put it back in with the ink pen. I just lost a little bit of the gazebo. Here, I can do this. I'll just put it in with the ink pen. And then let's... I think I'll wait on the little fence till I'm done adding the details on the pond. Okay. Sure that's got glue on it. Alright, let's get rid of the glue. Alright, let's try this real quick. Alright, I'm going to start with black for the windows. This is just a black pick pen. I'm actually going to, before I do that, I'm going to take the brown. And just smear that across. And a little bit of this Seguin. We'll go in that white area where the map is, that's white. Give that more of a school brick color. I'm going to do the same thing over here just with the brown. Okay, and we'll come in. Maybe move the camera in a little bit. Still hard on this dark to see. You know, in some places it'll be easier than others. So I'm going to start with a row of classroom windows. And I don't worry about if they're super even. Alright, and then I think I'm going to do a line like there's a pediment kind of thing. Do another row. It's a big double door. Okay. And I gave it a PS 104. It's not how we do schools here, but it's common on the East Coast. I'm going to take a little black on that edge. Just to finish it. And I'm going to come in with the reddish brown on the doors. Okay. Alright, and then we're going to, it's a light gray. I need to divide this up into stores. Okay, then I'm going to put like picture windows in the light gray. But little windows up top, like maybe somebody lives above the storefronts on this one. Might even add like terrace. Okay, and then on this part, I want to add a darker gray. Like an awning. And then I'm going to put some, what could be signs or advertising. Up here. So it just gives a little bit of details above the awnings. And we'll do windows below. store colors like kind of 50s era, more or less. This marker's real dry, so it's not blending very well. Let's see, let's try out. I'll make the gazebo stand out a little bit. The roof. Okay, and then we find the white paint pen. We need to get that part of the gazebo back in that we lost. Okay, so there's a little bit of a more gazebo look to the gazebo. And we'll fix that up too a little bit and make it the back and the front look a little different. Oh, do you, Dot? Okay. Let's get the bigger black. Let's do windows in this bigger building. I'll just do window that peeks out here. Window that peeks out there. A little bit of a shadow in that building here. I think I'm gonna add black on the edge on here. And this building should have fire escape. So what I'm going to do is where these big windows are, make the fire escape what looks like a fire escape. Get a piece of paper. Get the marker going. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll add a shadow. Of a fire escape on the side, which you guys probably can't see on the camera. But that puts like a little, it's really hard to see unless you're close up because it's so dark. Puts a little hint of a fire escape. Okay. I'm going to come back and work on this some more. But let's put cross up on the church. Just to keep it sort of simple. And I think for this house over here, I'm going to go with black for the roof line. But I think I'm going to go with the blue denim blue on the house. Okay, I'm gonna put white columns. And a second roof line. And kind of a fence feeling, like a white rail. And I bet you can't even see that because I have the camera shifted. We just need some windows. Need to let it dry a little bit. Let's go to the moon up here. That actually feels good, hon. That air. Okay, take a little black. Darken that one side. Okay. Thinking about eating?
Making some coffee.
Coffee? Okay. Can't. These are too gray, but I don't want brown. Maybe I want some white in there. Sort of like a sandstone, kind of, or a limestone. I just sort of lighten those up. Maybe gray. Okay, I think I'm gonna do like an awning. Black roof. And I think I'm gonna fake some writing on that. Or just write hotel. Okay, it says hotel. I just can't read it very well. It's just kind of put a little scribble in there. Put a name up here. The Rogers Department or something like that. Store. Like it's a store. Some little details. Hi, Ange. I'm not going to say anything, but I saw that your tweet and your Facebook, that's great news. Okay. Use this green on the church right now. Okay, and I'm going to use some white on this. do some kind of. All right, I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna hit that with some yellow maybe, or red. I don't know, a color. Okay. So that kind of gives it a stained glass window. Like I said, I cut out the openings and then put some of Janet's tissue that she sent me on white paper back behind it. Okay, that helped that. I know it's really hard to see the details. Some of them disappear because they're so tiny. Okay, I'm about ready to get white paint and a little detail brush. Because the next step will be to put in some details in white, some trees. That can be, I can come back in with color later. Looking for a specific brush. Okay. White opaque paint. Okay. I'm just trying to do some figures, just some suggestive. Like some skaters. That'll be down on this pond. And let's put some carolers. Be, let me start that over. I'm going to put some people caroling. Right now, you're not going to see much. Let's see if I can move the camera even in closer. It's just going to be white. Back down here, adding some more. Figures. Alright. Alright, then let's start adding in this is going to be some Christmas tree. I'm just adding some what could be piled up snow or might be rocks, bushes later along the edge of the pond. Another person kind of standing there. It's going to be a camper. Like a airstream. Okay, let's take the white paint pen and add some fencing. The area is fenced in. And then we'll decide if we want to use this fence or not later. I may not. Oh no, you can't see it, sorry. That's the problem with zooming the camera in, is you really lose the area that is on screen and where you can reach. So that gives me some stuff. Let's get some trying to find something that's got a good chisel. Okay, there's like a tree. I'm gonna put a tree in here even. Like a Christmas tree. I'm just gonna put some regular tree in. And then use the white paintbrush over here by the school. Just gonna put some
How much longer, hon?
I don't know. Not much. Why? You hungry?
No.
Maybe I'm hungry. I keep asking you that. I must be, huh?
After the 4th of shower.
Okay, well, you can do that. The TV doesn't have to be on. Okay, let's put some bushes sort of in here. Treetop sort of in there. When I get the green in there, it'll make more sense. Okay. And let's try this differently. Let's try the black. Alright, and then I'm going to come in and do dots of white that I'll add color to later. That'll be lights, like Christmas lights. I'm just putting little dots of white paint. I can cover up with pit marker after it's dry later. Okay, you can't really see that right now, but that'll all come up later. Alright, I think I'm done for tonight. Probably going to do washi tape along the bottom is usually what I do, but we'll see. I need that white to dry. So then I'll come back in with the color and add details to all of those things and the trees. And I'll probably add some street lights. I'm thinking the church needs it. Double door. It might even need a... Yeah, like I said, there'll be some. I need to do some street lights. It's not as Dickens as originally in my head, but it's going to be more 50s. It's just where it went. That's all right. Put all these papers back that I didn't use. Let me stop the recording.